Hey, my loves, and welcome to the Let Go to Grow podcast. I am your host, Passionate, and this is a safe space that I have cultivated for women, men, non-binary, and everyone in between, where we can dive into the areas in which we desire to grow, possible reasons why we are not achieving specific outcomes, and things that we may need to let go of in order to grow in the areas that we wish to evolve in. Whether that be people, things, environments, mindsets, etc., you name it. We talking here, love. So get comfortable, grab you a blunt, glass of wine, your journal, whatever it may be for you. Because after these conversations, you might need to grab some of those things. But most importantly, this is a space filled with love, laughs, and healing. So thank you for joining me on this journey, and let's get into the episode. Oh my gosh, this is my first podcast episode. Okay, I'm extra body to get that out because, whoa, excuse me, my voice just cracked. But woo, I am excited. Oh my gosh. First episode of many. So if you are here and you're listening to my podcast, thank you for the support, and may this be a long, wonderful journey for the both of us. Oh my gosh. So it has really been such a long time coming. Like for me, trying to cultivate this podcast episode, not just the episode, but the podcast in general, and being comfortable with going for what I want, going for my goals and my dreams and things like that. And just not letting my fear hold me back, and finally getting out of my procrastination stage. A little bit about myself. Whoa, excuse me. If I talk a little fast and I stutter over my words and I have to repeat myself, just bear with me because I'm excited. And when I'm excited, I talk fast. So I'm going to try to, breathe. First of all, I'm going to try to breathe and articulate my words as bestly as I can. So a little bit. Okay, get it together. A little bit about myself. Sorry, guys. I am 24. I identify as she, her. I am a beautiful Black woman. Period. Shout out to all my melanated shotties out there. And my goals and dreams in life are to help people achieve their highest self in whatever form that looks like for them, y'all. So for me, what that means is, because right now I am majoring in psychology and theater, and with that, I'm just using kind of those tools that I'm learning about, people and just all different kinds of people to be able to relate and sympathize and empathize, and hopefully share some knowledge that can, help people like me, help people around my age, and help people of the future generation. So yeah, it's been a long time coming with this podcast, and just me kind of getting out of my head about it. I have faced, just fear of starting, fear of failing, fear of it not being good, people not listening. What if it doesn't work? What if, all the ifs, ands, buts, and things like that come into play when starting something new and not knowing what the outcome is going to be. I have really battled with myself. I would probably say maybe the last 2 years that this podcast has been manifesting in my mind. And yeah, so I finally got out of my head, and I'm here, and I could not be more happy, more proud, and just more ready to really get into this next chapter of my life and share my journey with you guys. And, we can grow and elevate together. So with this episode, I would like to get into accountability. I feel like for my first episode, that is kind of perfect because I had to take accountability for a lot of things within myself in order to even get myself to this moment, this present moment in my life right now, even being able to start this podcast and just everything else that's going on in my life. So, some things that I had to acknowledge within myself first was procrastination. And I had to ask myself, like, okay, I'm procrastinating, but why? Like, I know a lot of us struggle with procrastination and time management and, getting our stuff handled when it needs to be handled, things of that nature. So, but it's all rooted in something. You procrastinate maybe because you're scared, maybe because you're confused, maybe because you're timid, or whatever, whatever the situation may be. Procrastinating on something is rooted from something else. At least that's what I've noticed within myself. It's been rooted from something else. Fear of not doing good, fear of everything in the freaking book. So, with me, I really had to acknowledge that I was scared to start this podcast, acknowledge that, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be scared because I'm trying something new and this is new territory and I've never done something like this before. So, of course, it's not going to be something that's going to come to me naturally and that I'm just going to, go through with like a breeze, and it's going to be a breeze for me and so easy. So I had to give myself a lot of grace with that. And a lot of other things, like not just procrastination, but my self-confidence and, believing in myself and really pushing myself to work towards things, being disciplined within myself. I noticed that it was hard for me to stay on track with certain things because I wasn't disciplined, and I had to acknowledge that and take accountability of that within myself and actively do things to work on it and strengthen those weaknesses that I had, or weaknesses, because just because you might have a weakness doesn't make you like weak or anything like that. Because I don't know, the word weakness kind of seems a little like judgy, a little too harsh. So I don't really want to say weakness, but I can't think of another word other than that. So I'm just going to use that for right now until I can come up with something better. But yeah, so I had to really just address those shortcomings within myself and work on elevating on that. So with time management, or I'm sorry, not time management, but wow, did I just lose my train of thought? That's wild. Oh my gosh, no, that's hecka funny because I didn't even smoke. Well, I smoked earlier, but I'm not high right now, so that's actually hilarious. But no, what's helped me with just addressing the lack of discipline in my life, there you go, was going to the gym. Honestly, that really got me like my mental together. It really got me straightened out. And I just worked on that, like being disciplined and holding myself accountable with going to the gym on certain days and at certain times and doing that consistently. That helped me get a certain aspect in my life down as far as being disciplined and sticking to a routine and sticking to a regimen. Even on days where I didn't feel like going and stuff, like I still held myself to that standard of like, okay, look, like you may not feel like going today, but you're going to feel better when you do. And so I did. And that ended up leading me back to going to school and being disciplined with my homework, being disciplined with turning in my assignments on time, and being disciplined with studying. Because at the time when I started going back to school, I worked full time. Shout out to Amazon. I work at Amazon. If you guys work at Amazon and you hate it, say woohoo. Nah. Woohoo. Nah. But I was working full time, and so I didn't have time to actually be on campus in a classroom like I would have preferred, because I feel like I work better being in a class setting. I'm a visual learner, so I'm more hands-on, more in person, more, I need to see Like, I need to see you in my face. So after COVID hit, I took like a good year off of school, and then I tried going back, but I just was not disciplined. I was not disciplined enough to be able to like go to school and do my homework on time and make sure I'm passing my classes. I failed out of my classes because I just like stopped going, and I stopped like doing the homework because I just would procrastinate on my assignments, and then I would just procrastinate on my assignments, and then when it was like time for the due date, I would look at it and then I'd realize, oh my god, this is a lot of stuff that I didn't realize I had to do, and then I would get so overwhelmed that I just wouldn't turn it in. So with that semester, that year after COVID, I just was like, okay, I need to do something different in order to be better prepared when I come back, because I don't want to have to keep quitting and coming back. Like, I tell myself the next time I go back to college, I'm going to fully commit to my classes and I'm going to finish because I do not want to have to finish college when I'm 30 and wishing that I just would have stuck with it when I was fucking 24, 20. Oh shit. Well, I'm 23, about to be 24 in August, but I already feel 24. So I'm a Sam 24. No, I literally keep forgetting that I'm not 24 yet. That's actually wild to me. But sorry for my little tangents. Oh, so yeah, and now that I've cultivated a better discipline, discipline habit within myself, that's caused me to create a better time management routine and just life routine. And I started back college again last summer. I took a summer class, and then I took fall and then spring, and I got A's in all my classes that I took since I've been back diligently going to school online. And I am so proud of myself. Shout out to the people who's taking college right now. Pat yourself on the back if you're graduating, if you have people in your life that's graduating, if your parents graduated, because my mom just graduated college like a couple weeks ago, so I'm really proud of her. Yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, and just little things like that, being accountable for those shortcomings that you have within yourself, that you know that you can work on and elevate on and keep growing within yourself. Like, you're just going to be a better person at the end of the day in the long run. So yeah, those are just some things within myself that I had to acknowledge and take accountability for in order to continue to push myself to reach my fullest potential. And we all still growing, so our fullest potential is yet to be met. Every day that we're blessed to wake up is another day that, hey, we get to strive to be a better version of ourselves than yesterday. Hey, can I get a ashe? But yeah, and then I also want to relay this to relationships too, because I noticed within myself I'm sorry for hearing like bells going off in the back. My 2 cats are playing, and yeah, so but as far as relationships, I was in a very toxic relationship. I know that we've all experienced that relationship where it's just like they show you what you don't want in your next relationship and what you're just not about to put up with ever again because you deserve better. So I was in one of those self-discovery relationships. I'm going to call it that. I'm going to call it a self-discovery relationship, because I feel like within those like just fucked up relationships, you learn a lot about yourself. So I was in one of those relationships actually around the time COVID hit. And that was a relationship where I learned a lot about myself and a lot of things I need to take accountability within myself as far as personality traits that caused me to be open to allowing a certain kind of energy in my life that's, just was not good for me. That was not good for me. That was not beneficial. That was not healthy. and all of the above. So I noticed within myself, like, some traits I need to take accountability for, that I needed to work on and grow in, was being a people pleaser. And if you are a people pleaser, you already know the struggle of being a people pleaser. And I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just like, if you know, you know, because there's been a lot of times where I've like just cussed myself out because I'm like, why did you just let this happen? Or like, because when you're a people person, when you're a people pleaser, you tend to lack boundaries. You tend to lack boundaries and self-worth, in a sense. And I'm going to tell you how those tie hand in hand, at least how it tied hand in hand in my situation. So, me being a people pleaser, I always wanted to, make sure people liked me, do what people wanted, make sure people were happy, even if it came at the expense of my own happiness, because I just, didn't want to let the other person down so much, to the point where like I would compromise my own happiness and boundaries to make sure that the other person had a smile on their face. And I especially was like this in relationships. Oh, why? Why was I like this in relationships? I can get into, we can go real deep in this conversation. We can get into how my dad wasn't really like present a lot of my life because he had other baby mamas, and him and my mom weren't together when I was born and stuff like that. And, that may or may not have played a role into why I got in that, why I was a people pleaser, and why I felt like I just needed to make my partner happy as much as possible so they wouldn't leave, which led to me not having boundaries, because when things were uncomfortable to me in my spirit, I would sometimes voice it. But if I got a negative reaction from the other person, then I would just, like kind of like bow down, like in submissive mode, and just be like, okay, like, whatever makes you happy. Even if I started building up like, resentment on the inside because my feelings weren't being validated in the situation. And when you don't stand firm on your boundaries, and you let people walk all over you, and you start putting other people's feelings before your own, and your comfortability and other people's comfortability before your own comfortability, that's ultimately you not having enough self-worth and self-love for yourself. And I noticed I didn't have enough self-worth and self-love for myself, because if I did, I wouldn't have put up with half the shit that I put up with in that relationship, as well as I'm sure that truth is for a lot of you guys out there. If you guys knew, what they say, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different decisions. But that's the whole point. We didn't know better then. And now that we do, so we can make better decisions moving forward that we weren't able to do in the past. So you live, you learn from your mistakes, and all you got to do is just work on being a better version of yourself, so you don't put your future self through the same BS and trauma that your past self went through. I feel like that's all we can hope for ourselves, to be honest. Keep growing and learning and evolving, so we don't go through the same BS. But so those were a couple things I needed to address and take accountability for in that relationship that I noticed within myself, which was causing other toxic traits and patterns and behaviors to go on in the relationship. I could name a few, and I'm probably gonna do this in like another episode. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to like articulate my words as best as I can, but Yeah, like I said, when I get excited, I talk quick. And if I got to repeat a couple words a few times, just bear with me. But oh yeah, I feel like that's probably where I started at in the beginning, which was that relationship, because that shed a light on a lot of things I needed to grow and just elevate on within myself. I don't want to say fix because nothing's broken. I don't ever want to say like something you need to fix within yourself, because as a person, you're not broken. There's just certain things, within us that we just need to keep growing on and evolving in. Like, keep elevating past, but there's nothing that needs to be fixed because nothing's broken within you. So, I really, really believe that words hold a lot of power. Oh, excuse me. I like burped a little bit. I'm sorry. But I really believe that words hold a lot of power. And so I definitely try to check myself when I use certain words and terminology that I feel like implies or sounds like or insinuates something else, even if I know the intention behind it is not to say that. It's just the word and the framing of the word that makes it not sit right with me. Like fix. There's nothing broken within me. There's nothing broken within us. So there's nothing that needs to be fixed. But there are things I need to be elevated on within us in order to help us grow past whatever toxic traits and patterns that we have within ourselves, in order to grow out of whatever traumas that we may be facing or reliving. Things like that. Things like can't. They say, don't ever say the word can't. Because what you say is what you believe, speaking life within yourself instead of speaking negativity and disappointment and doubt. Speak encouragement and confidence and love and life within yourself, instead of saying things like, man, I can't do this. This is so hard. Say like, you know what? I can't, or not can't. I may not be able to get this right now, but I'm going to continue to try, because I know the best things in life take more effort to achieve than, things that don't, things that aren't. And so just little things like that. There's little things like that I try to really watch my vocabulary, because words hold a lot of power, and words are spells, and whatever you speak onto yourself, onto others, is what you're manifesting. So, and it's what you're ingraining into yourself. Saying things like, because this is something that I struggle with too, saying things like, oh, when you forget something, like say you're running late to work or something, you forget something in the house and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Like, I can't believe I forgot that. Saying things like that. Like, you're not stupid. You're not stupid because you forgot something. You may have been forgetful, but that doesn't make you stupid. And I say that a lot. And I still to this day be trying to catch myself. Like, girl, you're not stupid. You just forgot something. Like, okay, I'm forgetful. Sometimes I'm a little forgetful, but I'm human. We're all forgetful. We all forget things. So sorry about the little tangent, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I feel like that's really important for us as people, especially like in this day and age. I feel like a lot of people don't notice the words that they're saying and how it could be affecting them. Like another one, and this is the last example I'm gonna say. But just, another one is like when your friend tells you something funny and you're laughing hella hard, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so dead. Girl, boy, man, you ain't dead. You was alive. You can be like, man, weak or something, or I'm crying. Like, that shit was funny, but you was alive. Like, don't speak death onto yourself like that. And I'd be saying that sometimes too. I'd be like, man, I'm hella dead, but I'm like, oh no, I'm alive. That's funny, y'all. It'll be some things like that, just little things like that I just be trying to check within myself. So I wanted to share that with you guys, to encourage you guys to, just be more intentional on the words that you say, the words that you speak to others and speak to yourself. And because we internalize it, and the more that we're aware of the kind of language that we use with ourselves and others, it'll just ultimately raise our vibration in the long run, raise your energy and your mood and your just productivity and function of life, honestly. I'm sorry, that was like a really big sigh. But I felt like that was a long spiel that I did, so I needed to take a breath. Oh my gosh, but that was the first episode. I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm really excited for you guys to go on this journey with me. It's trial and error right now. I just really want to get this up on a platform because I am really excited to just share myself with you guys and learn about you guys and just learning more about myself on this journey, and help you, help me, help us, help each other. But yeah, so with my episodes, this is something that I was just thinking about that I would like to do, that I'm going to do. I would like to close out my episodes with a loving prayer to send you guys off on a wonderful vibration at whatever time you're listening to this, whether it be morning, night, afternoon, evening, brunch time, whatever. I would like to send you guys off with a prayer. So let's get into it. Oh, dear God, thank you for this. Thank you for this day. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. I feel like I'm grinning so hard right now, if you guys could see me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be serious. Okay. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for just everyone being here and being together and going on this journey of growth and enlightenment and self-discovery. May you continue to guide us, nourish our brains, our minds, and our hearts, and point out whatever areas within us that we need to take accountability in and face within ourselves so that we're able to grow in the areas that is needed. In your name, we thank you, pray, we say amen and ashe. All right, you guys. I just want to say, for the record, I don't know if everyone that's listening to my platform is religious or anything like that. I just want to say I'm not necessarily religious or confounded by any religion. I'm more so spiritual than anything. But I am energy, raw energy. For the most part, I am just spiritual, but I really do have a deep connection with God. I just do not, I'm just not confounded by any religion. So whatever you feel most comfortable with referring to in your prayers, whether that be God, whether it be Jesus, whether it be Yeshua, which is just another name for Jesus, like Yahweh, or if you just want to say Mother Earth or the universe, the divine frequencies of the universe working with you and for you, not against you, things like that, that's completely welcome. You don't have to be Christian or whatever to listen to my podcast or anything like that, or even be able to be present within the prayer. You can just substitute it for whatever aligns with you best and makes you feel most comfortable, so that you're able to receive the beautiful message and energies that I am sending y'all's way. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for joining me for my first podcast episode. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I need to get that out to you. I'm gonna stop apologizing because I'm not really sorry, but I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, day, night, whatever time you're seeing this. May you continue to let go of things that do not serve you in order to grow in the areas that do. Until next time. Mwah.